House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she expects public impeachment hearings to begin this month. Democrats are inviting more top White House officials to testify behind closed doors in the coming days. And top Republicans, again, are slamming what they call a sham process after the House voted to formalize impeachment proceedings. Joining me right now is Congressman Jim Jordan. He sits on the House Judiciary Committee and is a ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being here.
Good to be with you, Maria.
Does this mean you're shut out? You're shut out of all of this?
Well, the closed-door depositions I'll still be able to be a part of, but then when they go to the open hearings, it's just the Intelligence Committee. Adam Schiff gets 45 minutes under the resolution that passed on Thursday to ask questions. The rest of the members get 5 minutes. Adam Schiff gets to call the witnesses he wants, but Republicans have to first submit a list to Adam Schiff to get his approval for any witnesses we or the White House might want. So you can try to put a ribbon on a sham process, but that doesn't make it any less of a sham. It doesn't make it any less unfair and any less partisan.
Now, do you think people understand this, Congressman? I mean, where is this going? Tell us what you've learned so far with the testimonies that you have been exposed to.
Well, we can't get into the substantive matter, but we know this. We're less than 12 months before the next election, and in Pelosi and Schiff's unfair and partisan process, they're trying to impeach the President of the United States, again, a year from the election, based on an anonymous whistleblower with no first-hand knowledge, who has a bias against the President, who, it's been reported, worked with Joe Biden. And oh, by the way, Maria, who's the only member of Congress who knows who this individual is who started this whole thing? 435 members of Congress, only one knows who the whistleblower is, Adam Schiff. How is that fair? None of the rest of us get to know. More importantly, you and the press don't get to know. Most importantly, the American people don't get to know. We'd like to evaluate this guy's credibility, find out who he or she may have talked to form the basis of the complaint they filed with the Inspector General. So this is just as unfair and partisan as it gets. They're making the rules up as they go along, and then those rules that they make up, they don't even follow them.
Well, there's a lot of speculation about who it is. We are not naming the person based on the speculative reports that we see. Exactly. But we understand that perhaps he may have been working with John Brennan during the 2016 election and perhaps putting the breadcrumbs around that there was collusion between Donald Trump and the Russians. Do we know that? And what is going to happen with John Brennan as we await for this IG report and the John Durham now criminal investigation?
Yeah. Well, a couple things. Again, it's been reported. I don't know if that's accurate or not. What I do know is this. 6 weeks ago, Adam Schiff said, we need to hear from the whistleblower. We need to have him come testify. That would be good because we can evaluate his credibility. Schiff has since changed. Now he says we don't need to hear from the whistleblower. So what event happened in that time frame that changed the chairman's mind? Only one thing. We learned that Adam Schiff's staff had met with the whistleblower, and Adam Schiff didn't tell us. We also learned that the whistleblower didn't communicate that, even though the form you're required to fill out to the Inspector General, the whistleblower didn't communicate that he had talked with people on Capitol Hill, namely Adam Schiff's staff. So that's the only thing that's changed, and so now Adam Schiff has changed his tune. I think that's interesting as we move forward. Again, I think the American people have a right to know who the individual is who started this whole thing. 63 million people voted for Donald Trump in 2016. They have a right to know what this is all based on and what the Democrats are doing.
So we don't have a timetable yet for what the public hearings might look like. Is this going to go all the way into 2020? And when are we going to know what took place in the 2016 election with regard to the origins of the Russia probe, Congressman? You've been working and doing a great job on this and trying to educate the American people as far as what went on. But we are waiting to see some accountability here. What can we expect?
Well, a couple things. I said this the other day. Thursday's vote, I think, in one way it was good that every single Republican voted against this new sham process that the Democrats are putting forward. But it really was a sad day because you think about what the Democrats have put the country through over the last 3.5, 4 years. It all started in July of 2016, as you pointed out, with this Trump-Russia investigation.
Or
where the
earlier than
FBI
that.
spied
or
on,
earlier than that.
Yeah, where they spied on 2 American citizens associated with the presidential campaign. My guess is that's probably not happened in American history. And then all the things that unfolded with Mr. Comey, the FBI, and everything that's going on there that Mr. Barr and Mr. Durham are looking into. And then we had this vote on Thursday where they formally launched this impeachment process in the sham way that they're doing it. It was really a sad day. What the Democrats have subjected the nation to in the last 3.5, 4 years. So I hope Mr. Durham's report comes and an investigation gets done as quickly as possible. But I have confidence in Mr. Barr. I think he's doing the job that we expect from the United States Attorney General, and he has tasked Mr. Durham to get to the bottom of how it all started back in 2016.
Well, knowing what we know in terms of the texts, the conversation between Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, and the way they dumped $10,000 in George Papadopoulos' lap, all the entrapment. I said during the Mueller report, if Robert Mueller doesn't focus on the origins of the Russia probe, it's not credible, because, I mean, the Democrats refuse to focus on any wrongdoing that may have occurred during the 2016 election.
Yeah, but Bill Barr hasn't. Remember what he said 6 months ago, Maria. When he testified in front of the Senate Finance Committee, the Attorney General said 4 very important things. First of all, he said there was a failure of leadership at the upper echelon of the FBI.
Yes.
That is certainly true. Mr. Comey, McCabe, Baker, Strzok, Page, that's certainly true. Second, he said spying took place. Third, he said there's a basis for my concern about the spying that happened. And fourth, and probably most troubling, he used the term political surveillance. That's why he's tasked Mr. Durham to get to the bottom of how this all started. When you use the term political surveillance and you realize they spied on 2 American citizens,
unbelievable.
Mr. Papadopoulos and Mr. Page, that's scary.
Congressman, great to see you this morning. Thank you.